Okay, great. Okay, hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. Thanks for joining today.
Walaikum Assalam.
Uh, really nice to be a part of this event, and I'm very thankful of Hassan Bhai and team for providing me the opportunity to speak today. And this is actually I'm going to speak on topic of blockchain. It's develop, deploy, and manage data with Azure blockchain. So it's a part two, and if you haven't attended part one, you don't need to worry because we mainly focused on how we can create a blockchain prototype. And for that, I have already created a video and some blogs as well. So if you're really interested, you can just go and take a look of that. But anyhow, I will be covering some recap slides means in this event. So yeah. Okay, a little bit about myself. My name is Muhammad Asif Wakar. I'm a solution architect at ABN AMRO. Currently, I'm working in Singapore. And yeah, okay, so this is today's agenda. Today, I will cover a little bit about part one, what we discussed in part one, like how we can create a blockchain prototype and what are the services and a little bit about the challenges. And today's event will be more on like suppose if you want to create a CRUD application using a blockchain, and so what are the options you have. And by end of the session, at least you will have an idea how we can create a simple prototype, or means like after that how you can go to the production, and what are the development tools you have, and how you can interact with your databases, and how you can generate the report, and what are the Azure services available. So yeah, this all I will cover today. So so if you haven't heard about blockchain, or if you are new to blockchain, so blockchain is nowadays quite hype actually, but it's the same application what we use in means like normal days, but it's like a distributed app basically. So in simple words, if you ask me what is a blockchain, I will say that it's a decentralized database with strong consistency support. What it means is means everyone maintains a copy of the data, and that data is consistent data. So suppose if you have multiple parties involved in your application, and if you are means if you want to know that who holds this data and from where it was originated, from where it started, and you can track the history, and it's transparent. So I think the blockchain can be a good use case nowadays in the industry. Blockchain basically like for supply chain, for asset transfer, and from couple of use cases are available for the blockchain. Like if you talk about the blockchain, I think everyone heard about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was the first blockchain-based application. Uh, it was started. So what it was, because in that every why it was so hype, and everyone heard about it, because it was something like you can transfer money from one part to another part, or you don't need to be on the same, so you can join the network. So in terms of transferring the money, you need to pay a fee to the network. So that was you are paying the fee in terms of coins. So you need to buy coins, and you have to perform the transaction, so you can pay a fees. So that was the open blockchain network. But after that, there was means a lot of companies and organizations came with the idea, and they thought, okay, why can't we make a blockchain with multiple organizations whom we know? Because the main drawback with the blockchain means Bitcoin or any other open blockchain network, they feel was it was they don't know the identity of the people. So it might be like some people are using as a fraud. Means like you want to do hacking, and you want to get the money, so you can ask by to put in the Bitcoin wallet, and nobody know that who is the person who is behind that. So because there will be only hash address which will be known to the party. So like that, so the company came like in 2015 to 2017, like a lot of changes happened in the industry. and they came with the idea of a private blockchain. Private blockchain was basically for means a group of companies. They form their own consortium. Consortium is nothing but you can say a group, and each party can perform a transactions in that, so they know the who is performing the transactions, and so that was the idea behind that. So as of now, why it is so popular or is being adopted by financial industries, and a lot of things are being happen in this, is because something you can say is in current scenario what is happening is like you have importer, either you are exporter, like let's say a supply chain industry, or you are a freight forwarder or importer exporter, so everybody is maintaining their own solutions, own systems. So in that scenario what is happening are there are a lot of intermediary parties which is taking a part in that, and they are trying to means they're charging a huge amount of fees, and it's like suppose there is an importer and importer bank or exporter bank, and there are customers. So between importer, exporter bank and customers, there are intermediary parties which are charging huge amount of fees from the customer, and doing the same job and giving to the bank. So in to avoid such scenarios, what it came so in that scenario the blockchain can be helpful, because what happens is these all groups will form a consortium, so they will be on same platform, so it will be like a distributed app, so where each parties are going to participate and they can perform a transaction, so everybody know that say like where exactly my transactions is happened, where exactly it is stuck, and who is the approver, and so you know the history and you know the exact state. Suppose in like just an example, you want to transfer a money from Bangladesh to Singapore or India or wherever. Okay, so from transferring money from bank A to bank B, you think that you're just transferring money from bank A to bank B, but in middle there are a couple of companies or banks also involved in transactions. So if all these parties comes on the same platform, and so you know the exact history of your payment, from where exactly it was originated, from where exactly is as of now, and how much time it will take to deliver at the end, like cross-border transfer. So currently it takes 2 to 3 days, but when it comes to the blockchain platform, so it might be like in few hours or maybe in few minutes. It depends. So what we are doing is we are trying to means blockchain is trying to provide a real-time review, means everyone can see what is exactly happening at this time, and there are no intermediary parties in that, so all the intermediary parties are removed from there, so because there is no need for that, so it helps to reduce the risk, and it helps to reduce the cost, money, everything. Yeah. And decentralized contract execution. So this is like smart contracts. Currently every parties are maintaining means a smart. What is a smart contract? Basically smart contracts are nothing but they are all rules and regulations you want to digitalize in terms of code, and they want to maintain in application, so that's nothing but a smart contract. So each parties, like suppose bank A to bank B, they want some different terms and condition, but bank importer bank to importer, they want some different terms and conditions. So there might be different smart contracts and rules and regulations, policies which will be applied on that. So whenever is someone is doing business from one party to another party, so based on their smart contract terms and condition, it will be executed, and they will know that where exactly it happened. Proof of ownership. Proof of ownership in currently, if you like a money laundering case. So this is a very big challenge actually nowadays, because you don't know, means like nowadays the people form the shell companies and money transfer from A to B, B to C, C to D, and at the end of the day you don't know where what was the source, from where it came. So when it comes to a blockchain platform, so you know that from where the money was originated, means from where exactly it started. And automated settlement and reduced transactions. So it is something like, because it's all digitalized, so the settlement and reduced transactions will be automated process. Yeah. So this is the happening in blockchain, but the basic problem in nowadays, what I feel is because not feel basically there are actually, because you can say there's a lot of blockchain consortium are being formed between different parties. Okay, and interoperability between the networks is a big challenge. And also the means, suppose you want to start your you are a very beginner for that and you want to start some blockchain application. Okay, so what are the major challenges you have? You want to just create a simple prototype, and as of now, all the blockchain platforms, like either we talk about the Hyperledger, Corda, or Ethereum. So these are some blockchain frameworks available for creating a blockchain prototype or blockchain application. So in these all the infrastructure management or data management, and it's quite complex. So what Microsoft is trying to do is Microsoft is trying to reduce these pain points. They are trying to create a whole infrastructure and environment. So where exactly you can just go and create a simple prototype in few hours. And after that also, if you are from developer background, they are providing some tools, kits, so which will help you to improve your developer experience. And they are also providing blockchain Azure as a service, where exactly you don't need to worry about the infrastructure part, you don't need to worry about your identity, and you don't need to worry about your means data. So it's all more secure. So in in general terms, you can see in this picture, suppose if you have means like your apps like mobile devices or applications like .NET, Java, SAP, or Adobe, or whatever your applications have, and you want to integrate with your blockchain platforms like Corda, Hyperledger, Ethereum, or Chaincode, or wherever. So what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft is providing some services like a blockchain Azure blockchain service or Azure Workbench, so which helps to maintain your identity, which helps to maintain your data. It also secure your chain code execution. They also provide monitoring and security services. They also provide some third-party services to automate the process. A general use case is suppose you want to create a form, and after that you want to perform a transactions on that, and after performing in transactions, so you want to receive once the transaction is performed, you want to receive an email, or you want to notify the other parties for the approval. So for that kind of scenario, Microsoft Azure is providing some third-party services like Logic Apps. So whenever the contract execution is happen, it means it captures the event by using event grid and triggers a email or by using Logic Apps. So there are a couple of ways. I will in demo I will show. I will try to show. Okay, and in my previous session, is part one, we have seen actually a demo, but that was more on blockchain prototype. So let me show exactly what blockchain prototype is. So this is Azure Workbench, basically. So here what you can do is you can upload your blockchain prototype app. So you don't need to upload it. You just need to upload the JSON file. JSON file is nothing but your ABI, means contract. When you build the contract, there will be JSON file will be generated. That will be your ABI file. And once you upload the ABI file, suppose like this, so it will ask you to upload your contract. So this contracts from different parties, like you are sorry, yeah. So suppose you are a bank or importer or means like exporter. So for each party, the smart contract can be different. What we can do is we can create a multiple smart contract based on terms and conditions for each party. So this Azure Workbench, what exactly it do? It helps to you to provide an infrastructure and environment to deploy your smart contracts, and you can just do a test. So in this, I mean, like I have just created for the asset transfer. In the asset transfer, if you can see, I just created one means that was one transactions happened, and you can see from where exactly the transaction was started and what was the description, everything, what was the offers price, and who are the members and involved in that. Okay, and who have performed the transactions, what is from where it was started, all those things you can see here. If you are really interested how you can configure this Azure Workbench, I have created a yeah, I have created videos for this for the part 1, which was already covered, so you can configure it. After creating the Azure Workbench, these are the resources will be created, because how it is happens is, let me show you just quick. You need to go in Azure Blockchain. There is two options: Azure Blockchain as a Service and Azure Workbench. So in Workbench, for creating a prototype, you need to choose your resources and region, prefix, and all those details you need to fill. It's quite simple. And after that, you need to provide the database. So database username and password. So what exactly it is? Once you create a blockchain workbench, so it also create a resources for the SQL Server database. So this SQL Server database password you need to provide here. And also, if you are going to create a new blockchain workbench, so you will be admin for that. And if you are going to, suppose if I have already created a blockchain network, so I can join that consortium, because that blockchain network is nothing but a consortium, and where other parties also can join. So I need to provide a Ethereum endpoint address, which is nothing but my where exactly I have deployed all my workbench. So that Ethereum, let me show you. So these are the all resources I have, and so in this configuration, let me no this. Blockchain as a yeah. So in the transaction node, you will see, I will explain what is the transaction node. Just a minute. So in the connection string, this is your HTTP access key, which is nothing but your ERC Ethereum RPC endpoint. So suppose if you have any existing app, Ethereum app, which is hosted in your company or your network, so you can join that consortium as well by providing that. And after that, there are a couple of steps. You need to configure your Active Directory, because in the consortium, Active Directory is a mandatory, because you should know the parties who are involved in the consortium. So that's why they need to be part of this consortium or Active Directory network to perform the transactions. Okay. Okay, so this was, I will not go much deeper on that. Let me just quickly explain, because today I will be explaining more on Azure blockchain servers. So if you are a newbie, or means like beginner, and you want to start blockchain development, so these are the couple of tools which will be required for blockchain development. One is a Ganache. Ganache is nothing but a local blockchain platform, means like development. It provides you a local blockchain development environment, and it's also allow you to deploy your smart contracts, create a smart contracts, and there is a one Truffle. Truffle is a kind of framework which also helps you to do a programming and execute the smart contracts. The third is basically MetaMask. MetaMask is because once you install your Ganache, Ganache provides you a blockchain development environment in local. So if you want to interact with your Ganache, or if you want to interact with the Azure blockchain as a service, for your development environment, MetaMask will be helpful, because it will be like an intermediary, which kind of plugin, which will helps to you to interact with the blockchain platform. And what Microsoft is providing is Azure Blockchain Development Kit. So we actually, there are a couple of steps if you are going to do from scratch. So what Microsoft is doing is they are trying to help you. You don't need to worry about, you just install the Truffle, and then you can create your own project from by using VS Code. In demo, I will show how exactly it happens. And if you see here in this picture, you can see in VS Code, they are providing Azure Blockchain Development Kit, which is more on, means it includes Truffle, and there are some plugins available like Ethereum Solidity and Remix IDE, which are pre-built with that VS Code plugin. And it helps you to create a project, create a ledger, and you automated configuration means you can deploy the blockchain smart contract directly on Azure Workbench or maybe on your local. It's completely automated, and so this helps also you to provide VS Code extension also helps you to provide uh, means you can create a logic apps, and you can create means microservices. Yeah, in demo I will show exactly how it happens in reality. So today I will be more covering on Azure Blockchain as a Service. So what exactly Azure Blockchain as a Service do is it helps you to create a whole infrastructure for a blockchain development and deployment. And yeah, if anyone have any questions, you just let me know, or you can ping on the chat box. Is anybody any questions so far?
Uh, no, Asif bhai, I don't found any question.
Okay, okay.
If I found,
Thanks.
I will knock you.
Sure, sure, sure. So this is when we create a consortium. I was talking about the consortium. Consortium is nothing but a group, as I told earlier. So when we talk about the consortium, and so there will be multiple members. So if you are going to create a consortium, you will be the first member, and later on you can join. Multiple members can be joined to you. So each member will have one transaction node and one validator node. So if but when you are going to create a means like a basic for your development environment, so there are actually Microsoft is providing two tiers. One is basic and one is standard tier. In basic tier, you will get one transaction node and one validator node. But in standard tier, which is more for the production environment, so you will get two nodes. So one nodes you can help to create your manage your infrastructure, and one for the transactions. Yeah. Let me quickly just so overall, if you see how Azure Blockchain Service works is, suppose if you have data in terms of means like IoT, you're getting data from IoT, you're getting data from media files or different apps. So what we can do is we can capture all those data by using logic apps or means, and that data can be processed using Azure Blockchain Data Manager. Azure Blockchain Data Manager is a service provided by Microsoft. Uh, it helps to capture a data in huge amount. Suppose if you have IoT data and unstructured data, but you want to capture by using Event Grid, so Data Manager can be very helpful. But I feel is really means it's a bit costly. Yeah, but it's really helpful in terms of processing huge amount of data. But if you have a like a small data and you just want to capture like a contract execution, suppose someone have approved some transactions, someone have created blockchain transactions, and you want to capture the transactions, so you logic apps or other means like Power Apps can be helpful to execute some other events. So let me show you how exactly we create a Azure Blockchain as a Service first, and then I will go through how we can configure the data manager and about the development environment for your okay. So let me just quickly go. Okay. So this is Azure Blockchain as a Service. Azure Blockchain as a Service, if you can see here, currently they are providing a Quorum protocol by default. Quorum basically is nothing but a enterprise version of Ethereum. So first was a blockchain means Bitcoin, and after that, similar to Bitcoin, the Ethereum came. Ethereum is also an open blockchain protocol, or you can say network. So in that, means anyone can go and perform the transaction. So, but they have to pay a fee in terms of Ether, which is a similar concept of Bitcoin. Okay, but later on in 2015, some JP Morgan and some other organizations came, and they formed an alliance, and they started doing a enterprise version of Ethereum. So that's called Quorum actually. So Microsoft, in by default, they are providing, if you can see here, there are a couple of templates available here. So templates are ARM templates basically. So someone have created their own infrastructure layer, and they have pushed, means like Microsoft have pushed here the template. So you don't need to create your own infrastructure. You can just go and create a Ethereum network or Hyperledger or Quorum network by providing some informations. So Azure work, why Azure Blockchain as a Service is more means why, what is the difference actually the blockchain Azure workbench and service. So if you are trying to create a prototype, I think that blockchain Azure workbench is really good for creating a prototype and testing your smart contracts like that. Okay, so you don't need to worry about your UI, you don't need to worry about your infrastructure. You can just go and create, and it will be quite easy. Means like what I did is because there was some error, and I tried to configure Azure Workbench recently, and almost half an hour it took, and I my Azure Workbench is almost ready for. Let me show you where exactly I have done. That was for the demo. So this I have done recently in half an hour mostly. So I just need to now configure the Active Directory, and my Azure Workbench will be up. Okay. So for creating a, what's the difference actually? I was talking about the Azure Blockchain as a Service. So in service, basically you have, means it, you get to, means like suppose you want to move your applications for the production or for integrating with your different environments, and you want to have a layer for means from a scalability point of view, then in term, because you can create a multiple blockchain transaction nodes in that. So that's why it is a very helpful. So from scalability point of view, as a blockchain as a service is really helpful. Yeah, you can say. So let me just quickly create as a blockchain as a service. Currently, when I was talking about Azure Blockchain Data Manager, which helps to capture the data from in huge amount and multiple sources, so that is available only in few regions because it's still in preview mode. So it is only available in Europe and the US region. If you are trying to configure in Southeast Asia or some other region, so Data Manager will not be available for that. And for the basic tier, there is a limitation for that. There is a 4 GB of space and transitions you can do, but even you're going for the standard, so yeah, it's more. So when I was trying to, because I have created my blockchain workbench, when you created a blockchain workbench, it also provides you Azure Blockchain Service also, because in Azure Blockchain 1.7 release. So what they have done is they, because initially there was a one issue reported that there was a space out, and it means like storage out, and it means like they have to manually configure the storage, and means like, so what they did is they provided integration for Microsoft provided an integration for Azure Workbench and Azure Blockchain as a Service. So in that, in Azure Blockchain as a Service, now you can go, means whenever you are performing the transaction, you don't need to worry about your storage, or because it will be, means you can do you can just go and add more transaction nodes, or means for improving that. So that's the flexibility now available. Yeah, so for but in, I was talking about more on means 4 GB space for the blockchain data manager, but for the basic tier, but for means like standard, it is more. So if you are going to create a blockchain data manager, so you have to choose a standard tier, not the basic tier, basically. Okay, so let me create a consortium. So consortium is like a demo tree consortium. And member's name demo3 member. And if you can see here, there is a that's what I was talking about, the basic tier and standard tier. So if you're going to create a blockchain data manager, so you have to choose standard tier. And if you're going to create for your dev and test environment, so then basic tier is good enough. And this is a node password. It will be required when you're going to create some logic apps or some other apps. So in that scenario, you have to provide some configuration settings. So in that scenario, the node password will be required. So if you can see here, it's quite easy to create a whole infrastructure of blockchain. But if you are going to create from scratch, so what you need to do is you need to install like this. Suppose you want to set up a blockchain network in your local. So you have to install this Ganache, as I told earlier, and there is a truffle suite. So that is also you need to install. So with Ganache, you will get a few accounts, which is test accounts. So you have a test accounts for they are account address, and this is the private key. So this will be required for that. Okay, I have already created actually blockchain as a service. So I'm not going to create again. So if you can see here, this is my Azure blockchain as a service, and this is Consortium. In Consortium, I have transaction nodes and blockchain data manager. So transaction nodes, because I have only when I have created only basic tier, so I got one transaction node. But if I want, I can add multiple transaction nodes. In limit, you can add more 9 transaction nodes as of now. So suppose I want to add one. So what it helps is transaction nodes are nothing but suppose you are one company, and but there are some other companies, they will also want to host in your means like you have some other entities also, and they want to host application on some different transaction, or there are some different application which you want to host on transaction node. So you can utilize this network to deploy your chain code, or you can say smart contracts here. So and this is the blockchain data manager. So blockchain data manager is means it helps to capture your data. So transaction nodes means which transaction nodes means suppose you have deployed a blockchain, you want to capture the data whatever we are going to perform on this transaction node. So you have to choose your transaction node, and then you need to provide your connection name whatever you want, like Timothy connection. And then you have to provide like event grid, because blockchain data manager captures the data using event grid. So you have to choose the event grid. Currently I have 2, so I can choose means by using any event grid, and then there will be a blockchain data manager will be configured. Okay, so let me show you first. This is how we create Azure blockchain service, and there is also for the access control. Access controls, there are roles for suppose you want to add assign a role for your blockchain node. So there is a blockchain member node access preview, which is still in preview mode, and there is a group of companies, like there are a group of people, or you want to assign a role for only few people or particular peoples. So you can just choose from here, and you can assign like I just want to assign a whole group, so I can choose a AD group or whatever. It's like for some particular app also I can assign a role. Suppose in supply chain, like just to take example of a supply chain, so there are importer exporters, and but I don't want to see a data from importer to exporter or from different parties. I don't want to keep the restrictions. So I can choose a group, and based on that I can assign means a role for that. And role assignment, what is the access for that? So we can assign access for that also. In today's demo, I'm not going to assign any role. I mean, it's like it's open to all. Okay, so let me show basically the demo how we create a Suppose if you are going to create a blockchain application from scratch. Okay, so there are, as I told, we have to install the Ganache, we have to install the Trufflebox, and there are a couple of steps. So there is a command called truffle init. Basically, what it helps to bootstrap your project. Okay, you can see here my project is created, and I have it's like I don't have any contract available as of now, and there is test environment and there is a config. So in this scenario, you need to, because there are a couple of steps, and then I need to create a package file. So these all, everything I need to do manually is, and in that package file, I need to update this. Then I have to install all the dependencies. So these all, everything I have to do manually. But so what Microsoft is doing, you don't need to do all those things manually. What is doing, they are providing an extension that's called Azure Blockchain as a Service. Azure Blockchain. Yeah, Azure Blockchain Development Kit. So it comes with all like it comes with Truffle, it comes with everything. Means is pre-install. You don't need to install everything. And let me show how exactly it happens. Is suppose you want to create a simple project. Let me just clear all this. So suppose you want to create a simple project. So because I have already installed the blockchain development kit provided by Microsoft. So there is an option available for creating a new Solidity project. So you can create a Solidity project. It takes a few minutes. Yeah. So it is asking you creating a basic project or from Trufflebox. So basic projects are nothing but means it will create a hello world program. Or suppose if you want to create from Trufflebox, Trufflebox is basically, sorry. So in Trufflebox, after installing the Trufflebox, there are a couple of samples they are providing. So if you can see here, Microsoft Azure is also providing some samples. So you can play with these apps by installing, means by choosing the option from the Trufflebox. But I will create a simple I think my directory is not empty. Let me some. So it is creating a project. So you don't need to create all those things manually. Everything will be created by itself, like Trufflebox, Truffle configs and smart contracts and deployment migration files. All these things will be created. So you can see here, I have they have created a sample Hello Blockchain solution files, which is nothing but our smart contracts. And there are migration files. So if you want to deploy this smart contract, so this is deploy contract.js. Suppose if you have a multiple smart contracts, so you need to create a multiple migration files. Okay. And after that, this is a truffle config. So basically, this is for my local host. I have they have provided, and they have provided you packet.json and whatever. Okay. So for me, what I have done is I have created one to-do list app. Basically, this app is I will show how exactly how you can create in local, and then later on how you can connect with your blockchain as a service to deploy this app. So what exactly I'm doing here is it's like simple CRUD application, you can say. So okay, so let's see how we can create this. Okay. So you can see here my data is added here. So what exactly I'm doing is there are two functions I'm calling. One is create task, which is creating my task and showing in that in terms of list. And then second is completed. So once I complete this task, I will just check this and this transaction will be. So that transactions I am capturing in SQL Server, which is so let me show you SQL Server database. If anyone have any questions in the middle or you're confused, please let me know. Yeah.
Asif bhai, we have two questions.
Okay.
Can I ask you?
Yeah, sure.
One thing is, what is the difference between Azure Blockchain Service and Azure Blockchain Workbench?
Okay. So basically, Azure Blockchain Workbench, as I told earlier, is good for creating a blockchain prototype quickly, very fast. Okay. If you want to create a simple prototype, you have a few hours or maybe 1 or 2 days. Okay. And you want to try multiple prototypes for your logic. So you can use Azure Blockchain Workbench. Okay, it's good also for scaling up because now what they are doing is they are also providing an integration with Azure Blockchain as a service. So you suppose, but whenever you deploy your smart contracts on Azure Workbench, so it will not go to Azure Blockchain as a service. Azure Blockchain as a service is good for scaling up your project. Like suppose I have tested this my smart contracts and I have performed all the transactions, everything is working fine, and I want to deploy the smart contracts on some, this is my application, okay, and this application I want to deploy. So what I have done is, let me tell you the background exactly about this application. So this application, what I have done, let me show you first. Okay, so this is a blockchain to-do list app where I have two, like for created and for completed, as I told. And in this, what I'm doing is this smart contract, first I have tested in Azure Blockchain Workbench. When this smart
Okay.
contracts were working fine, so now I want, because Blockchain Workbench is for creating your prototype, you will see you don't need to create the UI. But now what I have done, I have created my UI.
Okay.
And I want to deploy this app like your suppose if you're using some .NET app or Java app, so you have any front end like React. Okay, so smart contracts are nothing but your backend. So smart contracts, your backend can be tested, can be verified in Azure Workbench very easily by just upload. You need to just upload the JSON file, which is nothing but your so see once you build this contract, so there will be one JSON file will be generated like a build file. So that will be nothing but your ABI. So you have to upload your ABI file in Azure Workbench here. Like as I see in my previous, I have uploaded the frequent flyer. So you can see here, I can just upload my JSON file, which is nothing but my ABI file, and my logic, which is my backend of a smart contract. So after deploying this, means I can deploy and I can test all the functionality of my smart contracts, that my asset creation is working and that there are multiple parties. I want to test with different parties like demo one buyer, demo two appraiser, and to see the whole flow in very short time. Azure Workbench is very helpful. But if you want to scale up your application and you want to deploy that application on front end as a React and back end as some means that smart contracts, then you have to choose for Azure Blockchain as a Service, because it will help you to create a multiple transaction nodes so different companies can join you, and it will also help you to scale up the network and quite easily. And there are monitoring service which is very helpful. So these all flexibilities you will get with the Azure Blockchain as a Service. Yeah. So for to test whole end to end, now they have provided the integration with the blockchain as a service and the blockchain workbench. So am I have given the answer? Yeah.
Yeah, Asif, thank you. And another question has come that is it possible to Azure based blockchain service can be migrated to AWS or other cloud service? Cloud provider?
Uh, that's actually really good questions, because if you see here, I have blockchain as a blockchain smart contracts. You can test in Azure Blockchain Workbench. So that smart
Right.
contract, if you have created an infrastructure in AWS or any other platform, you can just deploy. But there is a limitation with that, actually, Azure Blockchain Workbench, because Azure Blockchain Workbench, when you upload a JSON file, so you have to, this JSON file is actually that I explained in my previous part one. The configuration file of Workbench and the configuration file of Blockchain as a Service is a bit different. In Blockchain Workbench, you have to specify your roles and means everything in your configuration JSON file, because then it recognizes your smart contracts. But you can use that smart contracts to deploy AWS or means Google or wherever you want. It's possible. It's possible. It's not something. It's not possible. So that's why what I'm doing is after testing my smart contracts on blockchain Workbench, I am means creating means I am deploying the smart contract on Azure Blockchain as a Service by creating just using blockchain as a service of the infrastructure layer. But if suppose if you want to deploy Ethereum, means like your own means just on AWS, you can just go and deploy your Ethereum blockchain, and then you can deploy the smart contract same. It will be useful. There is no issue with that.
Okay, thank you, Asif bhai. Another question come in the Facebook Messenger is that in what type of application are we going to use blockchain?
What type of application? Actually,
Maybe it is basic question.
yeah, that's because what type of application, if you really ask me, okay, I think I have created the blog also for that. Do you really need actually blockchain? Because the application, if you talk about the application, you cannot, in starting of the project, you cannot directly say what type of application you need for the blockchain. Okay, because if there are multiple parties and they don't trust each other, so in that scenario, blockchain can be a good use case. Okay, but it depends what type of blockchain you are looking for. I think let me just make my screen bigger. So if you can see here, you want to, this is the graph, means like after reading, I just find out this flow chart is really helpful. Suppose if you want to store the state, okay, or if there are multiple writers, like there are multiple parties involved in that, okay. If you don't want to store the state, then you don't need a blockchain. If you want to store the state, yes, then states are nothing but whatever the transitions you are performing on that, and you want to capture that state, okay. And there are multiple writers, like suppose you are the one organizations, like we are the bank, and there are some customers, they are importer, exporters, and there are multiple writers, and they also want to perform the transactions on the network. So in that case, if it is yes, then all are trusted parties. If they are trusted parties, then you don't need a blockchain, because then it's like Cosmos DB. If Cosmos DB is also like a multi-model database, okay, and in that
Okay.
scenario, if all the parties are known parties, then why you need a blockchain? You can just use the Cosmos DB or some other, I mean, like a distributed app, which will be helpful for to performing the transaction. In that case, you don't need, because you know everyone, you trust everyone. But if the parties are not known, means if their writers are not known, in that scenario, uh, means if all the writers are known, if no, then you need a permission blockchain. Means like permission blockchain, like Azure Blockchain as a Service or AWS Blockchain as a Service. In that scenario, all the parties will be registered with the AD group, or maybe some particular Active Directory groups, or so you, even though they are using mobile, but they will be registered as a guest user on your network, so you know who is performing the transaction. So that is a permission blockchain network. But when it comes for, if you know, if all the writers are known, yes, and they are trusted. If they are not, if you can see they are publicly very verifiable, in that scenario the public blockchain, like suppose there are reward points, like Singapore government for the Chris Fryer reward system, they're using blockchain actually. So that is a open blockchain. So in long run, if you ask me, like you can say a shopping cart website can be open blockchain, anyone can just go and buy there, okay. But when you are talking about some business application where, which is quite in terms of secure, and they are concerned about their means like the parties should be known parties, so in that scenario permission blockchain will be there. So either you talk about the health point systems or healthcare systems, in any industry it is applicable, but you have to identify what is your use case actually.
Right. Another question is, Asif bhai, is that what is the cost? Can you please give us idea about the cost of Azure blockchain service?
Okay, so let me show you about I think I haven't I think I have only 9 minutes. Let me just quickly show. So if you talk about the Azure blockchain as a service, so you can see here there are for a basic tier, it's around 143 USD, and basic tier you will get means like for your dev and test environment, but you are going to, when you are going for a run for the production workload, so this around 900 USD. It's quite costly as of now. Okay, so
Right.
in that scenario, what I do is, means like I'm using the basic tier. Okay, but when you are
Okay.
going for configuring the blockchain data manager, so then you need a standard tier, which is really, so I think they have to come up with some, it's not very cheap actually. And same
Right.
for the Azure Workbench. They have different tiers for that. So, so suppose if you're very concerned about the cost perspective, so there are a couple of templates, predefined templates available. So you can use those templates actually.
Acha. Okay.
Okay, so if you can see here the blockchain workbench, so I think the cost is still loading. So it comes around 50 around for the minimum tier, yeah, around $48, and maximum to 312. Okay, so for your creating a prototype and for scaling your application, I think you can use that. It's okay to have. But if you want to try with, because there are some templates, predefined templates available, so that is a bit cheap, because either even though you can just go and create your own ARM templates, it's not something. So based on your requirement, suppose you want to configure a network with one node, and you want to keep the size of the VM very less, so you can just go and create your own ARM templates, and then you can provision the network. So it is possible. Okay. For me, because Azure Workbench, why it is more costlier, the blockchain service, because it provisions a lot of resources. If you see here in my resources, mm, Workbench. So if you can see here, there are a couple of like SQL Server, Event Grid, Load Balancer. I mean, it's like Azure Blockchain as Service, database, everything is like created, storage account. So it all will cost. So that's why it's more costlier. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Asif bhai.
Okay. Thanks.
Please.
So
Yeah.
yeah, somebody. So any other questions?
No.
Okay, let me, I think I don't have much time. So what let me do is, suppose if you want to deploy the smart contracts and you don't have any idea, means like how to run these, because there are a couple of means command, which is if you're a new user and you are not aware about those commands. So what Microsoft is doing is in Azure Blockchain Development Kit, they are providing you option for build the contracts, to deploy the contracts, and they are also providing you option for generating the means logic apps code. So what it helps is what I have done. Let me show you. Let me just close this. So this was my demo, which I have created for the to-do list. So to-do list, what I have done is I have two events. One is for creating my task creation, and for completed task, two tasks. And after deploying my contracts, so I just build my contract and deploy on the Azure blockchain as a workbench. So you will get, if you have already installed the Azure Blockchain Development Kit, so you will get an option for in the left-hand side, the blockchain network. So you can choose the blockchain service. You have to choose your blockchain means resource group, and means suppose I have created a Azure Blockchain Workbench recently just now. So I will get my consortium details here. This is my new consortium, and I can see my new consortium here. So I have created actually 3 consortium as of now. So you can see all my 3 consortium. And now I want to deploy this code on this consortium. So I can just go and deploy the contract here. Okay, after deploying the contract, you will get the contract address. And this contract address is very means important. This contract address means suppose you want to I want to perform a transaction, like suppose I want to add a new like a test 8. Okay, and this 8 means like test 8 I want to capture with the logic app. So what I can do, I can just come here. First I generate the logic app, like microservice. Previously I have generated for the data. So you can see here I have 2 events like completed and created, and 2 SQL means queries like a task completed and task. So you can just see here. So you need to provide this contract address where exactly you want to deploy, and you need to choose group, and then you have to choose the workbench, and you see there my services generated. So this is for means you can see this is my service code. I can just go and copy this code. Let me, this is my, I'm going to create a new. So what I will do, I will just go, I will create a new logic app. By just for 2 minutes more, I think I'll try
Yeah,
to
it's
just
okay.
quickly wrap. Yeah.
It's okay. Some time variation may happen.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry
Sorry.
about.
So what you can do is you just go and paste the code in the designer, and you just need to provide connection settings. Okay. I will show what the logic app. So suppose, so in the logic app, you can see here, there are a couple of predefined templates already available for that. Means mean Microsoft, what exactly, this actually, this is a really good feature I like about the Microsoft, because there are, if you see here about, let me search for the Ethereum. So you can see publish data, smart contracts from data to SQL database. Suppose you are, that's what I'm doing actually. So I have created a new means this data. Okay, created a new task, and this task I want to capture into SQL Server database or some Power BI or some Cosmos DB, or I want to trigger an event based on that. So that is also possible. So there
Okay.
will be an app for like event data grid. They are for data service bus, Power BI. There are a couple of actually predefined templates available. So let me show it with the blank actually. So what I will do is I will just go in the code view. I will replace this, and in designer you will see there is already means your requests, your connections and response, everything is created. The logic app is created means like fully. You don't need to means go and find out everything. Means once you generate the code from the VS Code, you can just go and directly, you just need to provide your connection string. Okay, I have already created one. Let me show quickly. This was I have created for my capturing the data for the SQL Server. So designer view. So you can see whatever the means like I am capturing all the events from the smart contracts and then inserting into SQL Server database. So what is this? So this is my ABI. What is my ABI file? When you build the contracts like to-do list solution file, so there will be JSON file will be available. And in the JSON file, this is called it captures all your information regarding your contract. So you can just copy the contract API and you should paste here. So that is your contract API. It keeps all your event information, and based on that, which smart contract address you want to capture the data, so you have to provide your smart contract address. And then I have done is what are the data I want to trigger into SQL Server. So I have done that. So quickly, so if you can see here, my SQL Server. I have task created. So task 8. So if you can see here, my task 8 is here available. Okay, suppose if I want to complete the task, so I will just update the complete and yeah. But if you are doing this is I have done in my local. So for running into the local, I need to configure to the MetaMask. MetaMask is your plugin which helps to connect to your blockchain network. Okay, but suppose if you are doing this is I have done just a simple smart contracts and means by creating simple index file. But you suppose if you are doing your React app, means like you have created a front end from the React, okay, and you want to no, not this. So I think so, so in the React app you need to provide in the app.js. So I need to provide a connection for my Azure blockchain as a service, means access key, which is my nothing but my connection string. And the same thing I am doing. This is a to-do list I have done in the React also. So I think you don't need to worry all these things because if you are really want to try something, there are a couple of tutorials also available, and I have also created the blog for that. So maybe you can just go and refer that for. Let me show. This is I have created for Miss. You want to try suppose Azure Blockchain Workbench and Power BI. You want to see in terms of reports, so you can do for the reports. And this is I have created for configuring the Workbench. Okay, and if you want to try with the React app, so I was creating actually yesterday and day before. So for this demo, I have created the blockchain React app. So you can just go and try to-do list app for the React. Yeah, and yeah. If anyone have any questions on that, yeah. Sorry, a bit late actually. Yeah. Somebody, any question? Is Azure BAS acting as a private blockchain for the solutions have been deployed? Yes, it is a private blockchain because all the parties need to register with the Azure Active Directory. So it's a private blockchain network. And the protocol is Quorum. Quorum is a private blockchain actually. But soon, actually, that's Azure Hyperledger Fabric is also coming. Yeah, that will be also providing as a blockchain as a service. That's a different protocol. Any other questions? Any tips for developing Matic network? Sorry, actually, I haven't heard